taking a comfortable seat, which for me is kneeling, but for many people is cross-legged, so it just depends on your body type. So find your comfortable seat. That's good. I'm just going to pause and drop into our breathing. Taking some long, slow Ujjayi breaths. If you're with me on the Ujjayi breathing, start to make the noise. We'll gently disconnect from the world outside. Just drawing your awareness into the sound of the breath. And when you're ready, please place the hands to the heart. And to lock the fingers, push the hands up for a lovely stretch. And then taking the left hand to the ground, take a bit of a side stretch just to open everything up. Very nice. And then both hands to the ground. We'll change sides. Breathing into the left side. Getting a little bit of an opening in your side body there. Into the armpit and the ribs. Back to center. We're going to take the shoulders up to the ears and relax them down. Very good. Okay. So to begin, as we often do, on all fours, please. Coming to your cat stretches. What's quite nice is just to find the rhythm of your breath and then let the movement catch up with it rather than forcing the breath to match the movements. On your exhale, tuck the tail between the legs. On the inhale, curling up, looking up. Just taking your time. Lovely, lovely. Wonderful. Now we're going to pause in the up position and take the hips to the heels for an extended child's pose, just for a little bit of a stretch. Kind of quite good for opening the low back, this one. Breathing into your low back as your vertebrae separate and relax. And then we'll come up seated and bring the hands behind us. All right. So this is our thigh stretch. When you're ready, lift the hips away from the heels. Good. And then hips back down, back to all fours. Inhale, lift the tailbone. And tucking the toes, fanning out the fingers. When you're ready, press back and up, downward facing dog. Pushing the floor away. Getting a lovely stretch. We're going to bend the knees and just sway a little bit from side to side. Letting your head release, your mouth relax. Turning this into a walk to the top, taking a forward bend. Letting your head and neck relax, shrug the shoulders. Very nice. So swaying a little from side to side. Good. Okay, so we're going to come up halfway. So you can have your hands on the shins or the ground, whatever works for you. On the in-breath, please extend horizontally forward. And exhale, bow once more. Just two more of these. Inhale, swinging up, extending the spine. Exhaling, bow. And again, inhale, extend. And bow. And then rooting the feet, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a deep breath. Mountain pose. Very good. On the in-breath, sweep the arms up. On the exhale, bow. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhaling, fold. And we're going to bring the right foot forward and step the left leg back into a deep high lunge. Arranging the front knee over the heel. Just tuck under the front hip a little bit. Yeah. Good for you. And then when we're ready, let's bring the back foot to the front and change legs. And getting into a good place, knee over heel. Tuck under the bent leg side, tuck under the hip just a bit. Marvelous. We're going to make this into a high plank when you're ready. So both feet to the back, zipping up into a plank and taking the knees down when you're ready. We'll let ourselves gently onto the ground, pointing the toes, and little baby back bend, just a small one, broaden the collarbones, and just hover here for a moment. Then take a deep breath in. Exhale, down dog, pushing the hips back and up. Good, bowing the head, lengthening the spine, diagonally back. And just taking your time, we're going to bend both knees and lift your bottom a bit higher. You know how it goes, just to stretch out the glutes there. Broaden your upper arms, hug the lower arms in. Oh yes, and then we'll walk to the top, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhaling, bow. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in. Mountain pose. Inhale, rise. Exhaling, bow. Inhale, halfway. And fold. Please step the left leg back into a big lunge. So same again, big high lunge. Nice long stance, knee over heel. And I'm going to bring the back knee down somewhere that's comfortable. And just drift that front knee a little deeper over the toes. You might feel that back thigh waking up a little bit. That's good. Just pausing for a moment. Scissor the thigh bones together a little bit. Ooh, can you feel that? Bring it on the core. Nice. And then we're going to change legs. So pick up the back knee, back foot to the front, big stride. And then when you're ready, take the back knee down and just drift that front knee a little deeper and squeeze the thigh bones in. Looking good. So just gently waking up the inner thighs. Fantastic. Let's come to hands and knees. Lift the chin and the chest. So the back makes a lovely U shape, and as you tuck the toes, we'll press up and back, downward facing dog. So just pushing the floor away, bowing the head. You can just bend your knees a bit, lift that bottom a bit higher. Yeah. Broaden the upper back, hugging the lower arms towards each other. Very nice. And we'll take another deep breath. Make our way to the top of the mat for a forward bend. And just pausing in your forward bend. We're going to take 3 breaths. So you can have the hands on the legs or the ground, whatever works for you. Just observing your breath. Rooting down through the heels, strengthening the legs. Lengthening the crown of the head towards the floor. Good for you. So at the end of the 3rd exhale, take an in-breath and a big circle all the way up to the sky. And draw the hands home to the heart. Taking another deep breath. Mountain pose. And inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Inhale, extend. And fold. And please step the left leg back. So we're going to lift that back heel nice and high over the toes. Come up to a balance. Scissoring the thigh bones together. Good. And then sweeping up the arms. Roll the shoulders down. Getting into a good place for your balancing high lunge. Very nice. Take a breath. And placing the hands, we're going to change legs. So back foot to the front, second side, coming up when you're ready. Getting that back heel nice and high. Scissor the thigh bones together to get your balance. Bringing up the arms. Looking up through the hands. Well done. Let's take it back to a high plank or to all fours if you're a bit hot and tired this evening. You don't have to plank, you know this. In plank, I'm going to suggest you draw your thigh bones away from the ground. Scoop the heels back. Broaden the shoulders. Hug the forearms in. And then we're going to come down halfway. So maybe you might need to bring the knees down. And then we're going to bend the elbows and see if you can hover with the upper arms parallel with the ground. It's quite strong. Some people can do this with the knees off the ground. And then all the way onto your tummy, point the toes, curl up for a little cobra, rolling the shoulders down, and then exhale back and up, down dog. Pushing the floor away, moving the inner thighs back and up, all across the back. Long, slow breaths. Fantastic. And we're going to walk the feet to the hands, forward bend. Inhale halfway. Exhaling bow. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Deep breath in. Mountain pose. Wonderful. Let's heel toe the feet a bit wider, so they're as wide as the mat. Soften the knees and get heavier into the heels. And we're just going to interlock the hands behind our back. Have a bit of a stretch. Good. Brightening and broadening in the chest. Take a big deep breath. And bow the head, nose between the knees, bringing those arms overhead. That's good, relaxing the toes. Take another breath here and root the feet, bend the knees to rise. Wonderful, that's fantastic. So beginning to wake up a little bit, pushing the feet into the ground, reach the hands up into the sky. We're just going to take the right wrist and sway to the left. Breathing into the right side body. And coming back to center, changing hands, swaying to the right. Lovely. And then back to center, have a big stretch up. Palms together, hands to the heart. Take another deep breath. Mountain pose. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhaling bow. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhaling, fold. We're going to step the left leg back again, coming up to our balancing high lunge again. So finding your way into this balance. Scissor the thigh bones, and then bringing up the arms, rolling the shoulders down. Please look up through the hands. Good. So we're going to make this into a twist to the right. Okay, so take the right hand back, left hand forward, and then turning your gaze to the right. Squeeze the thigh bones in and see if you can look back down the back hand. Oh yeah, looking good. Well done. One more breath. And then hands either side of the front foot. We'll change legs, so back foot to the front. Come up into your balancing high lunge. Just arrange everything. You've got your alignment. Sweeping up the arms, getting your balance. And then left hand back, right hand forward. See if we can make this into a twist. Fabulous. And I'm going to place the hands and step back to a high plank. And coming halfway down or all the way down. Let's have a play around with our up dog. So to do this, we go onto the tops of our feet, if you remember, straighten the arms, and then arch back, curling back, rolling the shoulders back. That's nice, pushing the chest forward. Lovely, and then let's make this into a down dog, from up dog to down dog. Pushing the floor away, lengthening the spine diagonally back. Long, smooth breaths. Brilliant. And then we'll make our way to the top of the mat. So if you're full of the joys of spring and summer, hop. Extend the spine. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. And we'll bring it home to the heart. Take a deep breath. Mountain pose. Wonderful. So we're going to bring the left foot forward and the right foot back, turning that right foot in to about 45 degrees. Go ahead and square the hips to the front, so a little warmer now. So you might be able to find that rotation that we need for this warrior one. Excellent. So arrange the weight into the heels and then sweep up the arms, roll the shoulders down. Very nice indeed. Looking up through the hands, soften the shoulders down. That's lovely. Take a breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to straighten the front leg and bring the hands to the hips. Squaring off the hips, relaxing the toes, strengthen the legs, hinge forward until you can just see your big toe. So drop your gaze to your big toe. Drawing up on the muscles of the legs. Got a bit of a hamstring stretch for you going on today. So see if you can feel that happening by drawing the muscles onto the legs. Yeah. Lengthening the spine horizontally forward. And then inhale, rise and pause. Very good. So there's another version where you wrap your hands around the back and then you can either hold the elbows or hold the wrists if you want to make it easier, or if you want to make it harder, place the palms together. So we're going to do this keeping the legs the same. Take a breath, choose your hand position, bring into place, strengthen the legs, take a deep breath, hinge forward. Just going to get your upper body in the horizontal, rest your gaze on your big toe, and find this version that's going to serve you and suit you. Lovely. Oh, well done. Inhale to rise and releasing the hands. And if you need to, you can just give the wrists a bit of twirl. Fantastic. So second side. So I think that's right foot forward, left foot back. Nice long lunge, plenty of space for this one. So arrange your feet for your warrior one. Rolling the shoulders down. We're going to look up through the hands. Keeping those toes nice and relaxed, ground down through the heels. Virabhadrasana. That's good. Keep breathing. Maybe that Ujjayi breathing is working for you this evening. I hope so. And then on the next inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg and bring the hands to the hips. So here we go, a little practice session. Square off the hips. Pulling up on the thigh muscles, take a breath and hinge forward. Just gently resting your gaze on your big toe. Marvellous. See if you can go a little lower till your spine is more horizontal. That's it. And then we'll root the feet, come on up. Thank you. And then it's the other version where you hold the wrists behind you, the elbows behind you, or even place the hands together in prayer position, which is quite difficult. If you don't want to do that, doesn't matter. So find your version, take a breath, strengthen the legs, and hinging forward, keeping those thigh muscles very engaged. See if you can get the body more horizontal, so the inner thighs and tailbone in one direction, crown of the head in the other. That's nice. You know if you're doing it right because your knees start smiling at you. There's a crease above your knee which looks like a smiley face. See if you can get that going on. Yeah, can you see it, Amanda? Yeah, her knees are smiling. She just pulled up her trousers to check. And then rooting the feet, up we come. Good. And releasing the hands. Let's step the back foot to the front. Come to standing tall. Well done, well done. That's wonderful. All right, so we've got a bit of a twist for you. So we're going to walk the feet a little wider. So just almost as wide as the mat. And then I would say, let's come down to a forward bend. Can you touch the ground? So we've kind of woken up these legs. So you might surprise yourself. You might be able to bring the fingertips to the ground. Remember, it's okay to have the knees just a little bit bent, but if they're very bent, you might be better off using a block for this one. So gather up your books if that works better for you. Giving the shoulders a shrug and relaxing the neck. Just checking in with your jaw. Making sure the hands are happy. Strengthen the legs a little bit without locking the knees. And we're going to turn this into an upside down twist. So we did have a go at this yesterday, I think. So can I suggest you look underneath your left arm? That's right. And then place your right hand on the outside of your left leg. Good. And then keeping those legs really strong. Just pull yourself through underneath the left arm. So you're moving your middle, taking a lovely upside down twist. Make sure the weight stays more in the heels. That's good. And then coming back to center, place the hands. We're going to look underneath the right arm. Thread the hand through to the outside of the right leg. Draw yourself underneath. Draw your middle underneath and through. Looking underneath the shoulder. Very well done. Good stuff. And then we'll make our way to a downward dog. See if you can do that without raising your head. Just rather than looking at the screen, just keep the head really relaxed as you make your way into down dog. I'm going to suggest we do a similar thing in down dog. All right, so pouring the weight into the left hand, come to fingertips on the right. And we're going to bring the right hand to the outside of the left leg. Look underneath the left arm. That's it. Pull your navel through to the left. Good for you. Keep breathing. Good for you. Keep breathing. And then we'll come back to center. Take a rest if you need one. That's absolutely fine. And then when we're ready, we're going to take the second side. Drawing your belly through, looking underneath the arm. Bringing your tummy through. Take a deep breath in this strange position. And then we'll bring both hands to the ground, both knees to the ground, and take child's pose. Well done, that was great. Come up onto fingertips for your child's pose, just to decompress the wrists a little. Give the shoulders a shrug, bowing the head in between the upper arms. Very nice indeed. Okay. We're going to walk the hands back towards us and come to seated. And then please bring the backs of the hands to the tops of the thighs. And just rest the wrists there, getting a lovely crease in the wrists. Bring the shoulders onto your back. Coming back to your breath, bring the breath a little higher up into the collarbones. Well done. Very nice indeed. Okay, so we're going to come back to down dog. So placing the hands, we're going to take a one-legged dog, all right? So walking the ankles together. Please raise your left leg really high and send your nose towards the back knee. Pushing the floor away. Good. One-legged dog. Thank you. And then we're going to come back to two-legged dog or back to all fours if you need a bit of a rest. And when you're ready, come back up and we'll raise the other leg really high. Excellent. And back, feet to the ground, knees to the ground. Child's pose once more. Coming up onto fingertips, the shoulders a little bit of a shrug and a shimmy. And this time we're going to walk these fingertips over to the left. So walk your hands round to the left, bringing your body around to the left, over the left leg. And then palms to the ground. Let's place the right hand on top of the left hand and get a lovely stretch all down the right side of your body. Wonderful. I'm going to come back to center. And bringing that left hand over the right hand. Same thing on the second side, walking the hands round to the second side. Superb. Come back to center. Walk the hands back to center. And just give those wrists a little treat once more. Just a little release by pressing the palms there. Thank you, everyone. So I'd like to offer you a toe balance. So, righty, so tucking the toes under, you're going to come to a balance with the knees together. Now, this one requires us to really fix the gaze on a single point. So finding something to look at, and if it's going well, bring the palms together. Very nice. Keep breathing. It's balancing, holding your gaze. Wonderful. You all look like floating yogis. It's wonderful. Take a breath here. Then we're going to stand up, all right? So pushing down to the ground, coming to standing. And just because it's a bit tough on the toes, that all the weight into the left foot and point the right foot behind you just to stretch the toes backwards. You can see what I'm doing. And then pour the weight into the right leg, point the toes, and stretch out the front of your left foot. Good, and then we're going to stay on the right leg, and to tiptoe on the left, and just draw some circles with the heels. This will kind of complete the work of like massaging and strengthening the toes. Circle the heel one way, and then the other. And then changing side, circle the heel one way, and then the other. Fantastic. So we're going to come to take a wide stance, please. And when you're ready, take the whole of the left foot out. Bend that knee to a square. Very good. So we're going to heel toe the right foot a bit wider. Move the inner thighs back, scoop under, and float up the arms. Find yourself in your best warrior two. Will allow you to find your way into the pose. Give the shoulders a little shimmy and a shrug. You can feel your way into the pose, checking your alignment, knee over heel. Checking your breath, is it smooth and even? Checking your gaze, just resting gently on that middle finger. Very nice. And then inhale, straighten, feet to parallel. Good. We're going to go to the other side. Taking your time, find your way into your version of this classic Hatha Yoga pose. Just resting the gaze on the middle finger, maxing down into the feet, breathing your way down. Very nice. Focusing your mind on the sensation of breathing. And then I'll come back to center. Feet to parallel. Good for you. So we're going for a wide legged forward bend. So getting a good comfortable distance apart. Please hinge at the waist and bring the fingertips to the ground. Walking the hands forward. Bowing your head, give the shoulders a bit of a shrug. If you can't reach the ground, you might want to put your hands on some blocks. You can have these a little bit bent, but if they're very bent, better off using a book under each hand. Well done. And then on the inhale, we're going to come up. So extend the crown of the head forward through the arms. Ooh, you can probably feel that in the backs of the necks. Take a breath. And bow. Wonderful. Let's place the palms now, if that's not too much. If it is, just bend the knees some more, or put the hands on some bricks. Now we'll do that again with the palms down. So keep weights in the heels of the hands, the heels of the feet. Grip with the fingertips, extend forward. And bow. Good. Very nice. And then bringing the left hand more central. We're going to look underneath the left arm and, echoing what we did earlier, bring the right hand to the outside of the left leg. Yeah, and start to just make this comfortable for you. If you need a bit more height, come up onto fingertips. Drawing yourself through in a wide leg forward bend. Oh yeah, finding an upside down twist. And one really good thing about twisting upside down is the gravity helps the vertebrae to separate. So you can just feel your spine getting a lovely turn, but without having to fight against gravity to loosen off the bones. And we'll come back to center. Place the hands, either fingertips or palms, and looking underneath the right arm. Place the left hand on the outside of the leg. Just go ahead and draw yourself through. Drawing your belly through, looking underneath the arm. Good. Get the weight more in the heels. Relaxing the toes. Strengthening the legs. Oh, fantastic. And then we'll back to center. Walk the hands until they're in line with the feet. So your fingertips or your palms in line with the arches of the feet. The shoulders are shrugged. You might need to bend the elbows as the crown of the head extends towards the ground. Good feet. Just pausing for a moment. Breathing into the stretch. We're going to root the feet, bend the knees to rise. And stepping the feet together, come back to the front of the mat. Mountain pose. Just let that settle for a moment. Getting heavy in the feet, strengthen the legs, and grow a little taller. Very well done. That's fantastic. So we're going to move towards our seated poses. Please would you join me in a deep squat, Malasana. So heel toe the feet a bit wider, coming down onto tiptoes. And then maybe you can get the heels down. If not, please use your bricks or blocks underneath the heels. I'm going to do that today. So finding yourself in a deep squatting position with the palms together. And moving those inner thighs a bit wider. Nice and low. Good. Just pausing for a moment. It's another one that's really strong on the toes, but we will release the toes later in a moment. Keeping your mind on the breath. Broadening the inner thighs just a bit more if you can. And then lowering your hips to the ground. Please extend the legs. And circling the ankles. Wonderful. Point the toes. Spread the toes. And just wave the toes around just to release them if you would. In a bit of a circle perhaps. Thank you, you're doing great. We're coming to the final 20 minutes or so, so we're going to do some seated poses. Can I ask you to begin in this seated angle? So walk your bottom back a couple of inches, come up onto fingertips, roll the shoulders down, and just gently press the hands into the ground and grow a little taller. Very nice. Soften the shoulders onto the back. Top of the head's going to float up towards the sky, bringing your breath more into the upper chest. Wonderful. And then let's please bring your right hand to the left leg. Walk the left hand behind you, pressing into the ground, sitting up tall. Spiral around to a lovely twist. We've done most of the work upside down. Just see how this feels. To go round the corner and looking over your shoulder. Fantastic. And inhale to center. And relax the shoulders down. Second side. Bring the left hand to the right leg. Just gently press the right hand into the ground just to make yourself grow a little taller. Looking over your shoulder. Spiraling round. That's fantastic. And inhale to center. Well done. Let's take the sole of the left foot in. And you can either have it on the inside of your right knee or take it to the outside of your right knee if you want to make it a bit harder. So find a good place. Draw that shin in and sitting up tall. Let your sitting bones connect with the ground. Thank you. So we're going to twist towards the bent leg side. So please bring left hand all the way around the back, drawing in and up, rolling the shoulders down, spiraling round, looking over your shoulder. Very nice. Curl your shoulder blade in behind your back, bend the back elbow a little bit. See if we can go around just a bit deeper. Some people might want to bring the elbow on the outside of the knee. Bring your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Anything like that. Full rotation now. Let's find the edge. Get around as far as we can. And on the in-breath, we'll come back. Super. Let's change legs. Drawing up the other side. Bringing the foot on the inside or the outside of the knee. Whatever works for you. Let's sit up tall and start to spiral round towards the bent leg side. lifting and turning, rolling your shoulders down. A little bit of a bend in the back elbow can really help you curl that shoulder blade in to your heart. Lift and turn. All the way around. Full rotation now. Excellent. And inhale to center. Sorry, I forgot to hook the elbow. Beg your pardon. Hooking the elbow, we're going to go around a little deeper. Yeah. Good. Can you get another millimeter out of it? Sitting up tall. And relax. Well done, everyone. Whew, thank you. Let's extend the legs. Walk the hips back a bit. And just, if you shimmy your hips from side to side, get those sitting bones really connecting to the ground. And then we're going to bring up the arms, roll the shoulders down, draw in and up with those core muscles. Take a deep breath, hinge forward, bowing your nose to your knees, giving the shoulders a little shrug, softening forward, breathing your way down into a more relaxing place. Thank you. If you've done quite a lot of work on these hamstrings, so you might be able to bring your hands a bit closer to your feet. And if it's going well, place your thumb on the base of the big toe and hold the little toe side of your feet. That's good. Softening down, bowing your head towards the knees, leading your back towards your legs. Wonderful. In breath, I'll slowly emerge. Good for you. Please draw the sole of the left foot in, or Janu Shushasana. Making any adjustments, rearrange your thigh flesh if you like that action. Hands either side of the straight leg, and we'll take a breath. And hinge forward. Maybe you can bring the hands to the feet, maybe just to the ankle. Whatever's working for you. We're going to take a couple of slow breaths there. Fabulous. And on the inhale, we'll emerge. And moving very slowly now, changing legs, drawing the other foot in. We're coming to the final part of our practice, our cool down session. So rearrange the flesh if that helps you. Take a deep breath and a fold down the straight legs. Leading your way down. If you can get your nose towards your knee and your hands towards your ankle, or even your foot. Something like that, which serves you. Inhale, please emerge. And I'll slowly extend the legs. Just leaning back on your hands for a moment, let those feet flop out to the side. So you've given your legs quite a treat today, so they've had a really good stretch. I hope they're going to feel better for it. We're going to make our way to lying down, if you would. So come onto your back, hug the knees in. And just gently rocking from side to side. Massaging your back. Good stuff. Let's take the knees over to the ground on the left and spread out the arms. You can bring your hand to the top leg, to the right leg, so down to the right leg if that works for you. Coming onto the back of your head. See if you can move your chest more over to the right. Brilliant. And then coming back to center, swinging the knees to the other side, getting into your lying down twist. Onto the back of your head, moving the ribs round, spreading out the arm if that works for you. Using the hand to help you into a lovely twist. Fantastic. And come back to center. And both feet to the ground. So this is one I hope you've got room for. See how it goes. So straighten the legs away. Bring the arms overhead. Have a lovely stretch. Feet in one direction, hands in the other. Lengthen the whole body. Yeah. Excellent. And then we're going to draw in the left knee. Give it a bit of a circle. And then straighten the left leg. Hold the back of the left thigh with both hands. And just see how that feels to lengthen and straighten the left leg. If it's all a bit much, bend the right knee a bit and bring the foot to the ground. So right leg can be straight or bent or somewhere in between to make it a bit easier. Fantastic. So I'm going to suggest we bring the right hand onto the right leg. Take the left leg a little bit out to the left. So you want to keep that right hip on the ground and see if you can extend that left leg diagonally out to the side. Yeah, it's quite actually strength training for those hip flexors going. See how that feels. And then coming back to center, we're going to roll over onto the right hip and take that top foot all the way to the ground on the right if you've got room. If you haven't, just bend the knee, it's fine. If you can do it with straight legs, it will be a good conclusion to the practice we've done. So again, if you have room, spread out the arms. If you haven't, just bend the arms a bit. So push the feet away, extending away through the heels. You get a really satisfying stretch in that outer hip going on. So we're on the back of the head. See if you can rearrange your ribs, trying to get both shoulders on the ground. And that is hard. You've done all this work to your middle to immobilize it, so you can get into that shape. Fantastic. Strengthen the legs at a right angle to each other. Ooh, well done. And then to come out, we're going to bend the top knee into your belly and roll onto your back again. Oh, well done. Let's extend both legs, arms overhead if you have room, big stretch. You're going to feel fantastic after this. Draw the right knee in, draw some circles. Same thing, second side. Are we ready? Hold the back of the right leg with both hands. Strengthen, straighten that leg. And just see how the left leg's feeling. If it needs to bend or the foot to come to the ground, just find your version. All right. But let's mainly Think about straightening both legs, extending up through the sole of the foot. Well done, pushing that thigh bone away from you. Looking good. Keep breathing and lengthening. We're nearly there. This is one of our final poses. What we're going to do is bring the left hand onto the left leg, take the right leg out to the right. Opening out to the right. With that left hip on the ground if you can. Extend diagonally away through the sole of the right foot. Well done. Give it another breath, please. Nice strong legs. So therapeutic. And then we're coming up to the centre and we're going to take that top foot to the ground on the opposite side. So taking it all the way over if you have room, if not, just bend the knee. And then spreading out the arms. See if you can come onto the back of your head or something like that. See if you can rearrange your upper body to become more flat. I can't quite get this shoulder down anymore. I'm trying. Find your version. Strengthen both legs away from each other. Looking good. Extend and push through the feet just a little longer. Strengthen the legs, push the feet at a right angle to each other. Oh, well done, and relax. And to come out, we'll hug that top knee into your belly. And let's bring both feet to the ground. Just turn the palms to face up for a moment and allow the knees to fall in. Very good. Observing your breathing. Observing the breath. Great. So we've got a little bridge to conclude. So walking their feet more hip distance apart, turn the palms to face down and just go ahead and shrug the shoulders underneath each other. Tuck the shoulders underneath and then lifting up the hips, come to your version of this wonderful bridge pose. So you could interlock the hands now if you feel like it, or keep the hands on the ground, keep holding on to the side of the mat. That is great. Extending the knees away, keeping the head very still. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths here in bridge. Well done. And floating your hips down. That's great. Come to a little bit of a hip stretch. So bringing the knees in and out to the side. Take happy baby. Just pointing the soles of the feet towards the sky. Draw the knees towards the ground on either side of your shoulders. That's just great. And then we'll bring the feet to the ground once more. Extend the legs away. Turn the palms face up. And just tuck the shoulders underneath you. And just for the last time, strengthen the legs. And relax them, flopping the feet out to the side. That's good. Let the fingers gently come. Making any adjustments now to be that little bit more comfortable in Shavasana. Getting comfortable. Closing your eyes if you wish. That's nice. Let your mouth relax. Very good. Let your eyes just drop back into their sockets now. Smoothing the brow. All expression fades. And the skin on your face just relaxes now. Relaxes and softens towards the ears. That's good. Allow your bones to be heavy. Just giving your weight to the ground below. And for a few moments, you'll take rest. Just allow your thoughts to drift for a few moments. Allow the body to rest and restore after our practice today. Marvelous. Being aware of our breathing now. Just feel the breath moving in the body. And just moving the fingertips a little bit. I'm going to roll onto the right side. Resting on your right side. Getting comfortable on your right side. And we'll press ourselves up to seated when you're ready. Taking a comfortable seat. Finding yourself in a good place. Straight back. Just observing our breathing. Just dropping any controlled breathing now. Just let the breath gently rise and fall in a natural rhythm. Just observe it. Observe the landscape of the mind. Observe the warmth in the body, this living body. And we'll bring the palms together at the heart in Namaste, honouring our time together and the divine spirit in each one of us. So thank you everyone and Namaste. I'll unmute you in case you want to Namaste each other.